Good morning. It's very good to be here. And now is my presentation about the Polish market and how we do with eIDAS. Poland is part of the European Union and eIDAS is in force here. It's why we are be talking in this presentation about the achievements of last 4 years in introducing eIDAS to Poland, to Polish market. We'll talk about eID scheme and also qualified signatures, which were talked by everybody here before me, but Polish view and Polish market. Also, it will be some about validation and how acceptance of those signatures is on Polish market. We have growing market of non-qualified signatures. And last but not least, we will take some information about how registered delivery starts in Poland. We have now, or already, two electronic means on Polish market. One is substantial, named Profil Zaufany, which is trusted profile, and second, based on Polish ID document. Those two eID schemes are used by one site, login.pl, login.gov.pl, and is used for public administration. It means that two means of electronic identification are widely used by public administration, issued also by public administration. Of course, to have trusted profile, there is registration point, and also what is achieved during last 4 years, we included banks and banking remote registration for trusted profile from banks. As is said in the eIDAS regulation, notified scheme of electronic IDs should be also recognized in Poland. It starts now, but it's not real thing. We can't use here in Poland notified schemes from other countries. Also, Polish ID means are not notified to European Union. But concurrently to those public administration market grows commercial identification means, which are also mainly based on banking sector, which also can be used in somehow by public administration in their services. What is important, it started a few months ago. It is possible to use this scheme, eID scheme, to achieve for qualified certificates in one company, in one qualified trust service provider in Poland. What is new, introduced just a few months ago during COVID time, to apply for trusted profile, we can use video identification to public government. Those schemes are used with different banks. There are a lot of banks you can use to go to trusted profile, but less banks, but growing more to other services like login.gov.pl or remote onboarding to qualified certificates. Like here, it looks like this page, login.gov.pl, and you can use trusted profile, eID, or some banks with eID system. Let's go to qualified signatures. We have now 5 qualified TSPs in Poland. They are on the market longer than eIDAS in Poland and well staged here. All historically issued smart cards, and it's most used mean for keeping keys to have a qualified signature, but we have now 2 cloud signing services, Simply Sign and M-Shafir, which are available with mobile phone. And last but not least, we have to think that remote registration in Poland for qualified services is problematic. It means we are not able to make it fully remotely. Our supervisory body is not willing to ease this for everybody to have qualified TSPs. It's why Polish market in somehow uses qualified TSPs from other countries. But to have this, qualified signatures on stage, there is important validation and acceptance of those. And market in Poland looks like this, that every CA, every trusted service provider distributes own verification application. It means we have from every company application to sign and application to verify. They work differently, and some of them recognize just only one kind of qualified certificate. Some of them recognize just only Polish qualified certificates, and some are European-wide. But we have two validation services. One is qualified, and second one widely used is not qualified and free of charge, but it makes possible for everybody to validate their signatures from any issuer. I mean, not only Polish trust services providers, but also from other European trust service providers. There are gov systems, and it's in Polish market, the main document in government systems is XML. And mainly you can use just only XML to send most documents to Polish government. Also, what is important, that Polish social security number is in a lot of cases required in the certificate. It means you can't use certificate with your ID document number or passport number or other number in certificate in special cases in Poland. There is sometimes problem with recognition of gov systems, in gov systems recognition of other countries. I mean qualified trust service providers from other countries. It works better and better. For example, it works in public tenders, public procurement, but in a lot of cases, typical cases, it doesn't work. And it's why it's a problem on Polish market. Or, as I said before, we have two electronic means in Poland and signature based on this mean. I mean trusted signature name. It's issued by Polish government, and this acceptance of this kind of signature works the best. I mean, it's sometimes difficult to do something with qualified signature in Poland. It's really easy to make it with trusted signature, which is based on trusted profile. To summarize this acceptance, we have on the right, two kinds of signatures based on identification means and qualified signatures. And if you see qualified signature from Poland, even from other countries, with social security number is widely accepted in public administration. And sometimes we have problem with acceptation of qualified signatures from other countries. But as you see, market of non-qualified signatures in Poland is growing up. If you see, we have 8 million trusted profiles on the market, and people are widely using those not qualified trusted signature on Polish market. But it's only used by Polish public administration. But what is important, that on Polish market there is growing acceptance for non-qualified signatures. There are more services and more companies in their businesses use non-qualified signatures, non-qualified services. If you can see, during the first 2 months of COVID, Authentic, which is one of non-qualified services, non-qualified signatures, growth in business accounts 3 times in the first 2 months of COVID. After that, now we have 4 times more clients in this company. The last thing I want to say is electronic delivery. We have since 2008 electronic delivery system. I name it electronic Dropbox because it works just only with public administration. You can put some documents there by private personnel or by company, and you need signature, this trusted profile signature, to get them to confirm that you receive something. It's also based on this identification, but it only works for public administration and companies for their private use, for exchange electronic documents, because between companies it doesn't work. And we have new public e-delivery project, which is now in legislation. Public e-delivery also will be available to public administration, but also with it, we will have qualified deliveries, which will work with public delivery, allow to use it for your own things and also for delivering to services. It will be introduced to Poland next year. And also some kind of this ePUAP Dropbox will be in this one of the players. To summarize my presentation, Poland, after 4 years of eIDAS, we have great job by qualified trust service providers who introduced a lot of services, a lot of new implementation, mobile signatures, and it works. It works for both public administration and it works for companies, for citizens. We have problem with remote registration for qualified certificates, but hopefully it will be done pretty soon. Public administration now in Poland in somehow is competitor to qualified trust service providers, gives own solutions and prefers those own solutions on the Polish market to accept it. Electronic identification scheme is growing basing on the banks. Banks are main player in this. And we have qualified registered delivery project, which will allow us in Poland to deliver not only to public administration, but to companies, consumer to company, company to company, and also public administration to public administration, all electronic documents. And last but not least, growing market of non-qualified certificates, non-qualified signatures, which is very important player, which shows not only that market needs those qualified solutions, needs all these new technologies to be involved in business, but also it shows how to do it smoothly, how to get to account user experience, how to help users to make their business without going out of office, out of home, without papers. And this is important part. Thank you for my presentation.